Hey everyone, today I've got The Bad Batch Episode 1 Disney Plus review. It's Star Wars Day, aka May the 4th be with you. May the 4th be with you to everyone, and we have a new series to watch. But was it worth the wait? So as far as the story goes, since Disney Investor Day announced this new animated Star Wars series created by Dave Filoni, I had been curious about how it was all going to be received, since there are a lot of fans of both the Clone Wars series as well as Star Wars Rebels, and this may have some stiff competition. And going into it, I literally knew nothing about it other than the title of this first episode was going to be called Aftermath. And it's set during the events of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, aka Episode 3, and follows a group of clones that don't exactly like to follow orders. I mean, who does? Especially when, all hell is breaking loose and everything just seems to be going down the drain as far as the battle between the Jedi versus the Empire. And speaking of orders, when they right off the bat execute Order 66, I was like, oh no, here we go again, because I literally just started rewatching all those Star Wars prequels, including Star Wars Episode 3, and I did like how one of the reasons why, I loved this episode and this start of the series is because of how connected it was to the live action movies. And of course, connecting or having that combination of animation versus the live action storylines, I thought it was really perfect. And however, one of the Padawans that they show here escape, and his name is Caleb, and we later find out in Star Wars lore that he changed his name to Canon Jairus. Apparently, I looked this up and he was in Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, aka Episode 9, so I don't know what he looked like or even if he was in it at all, but it was just really neat to find that out. And I felt like this episode was very well paced. There was a lot going on since the start of it to the end, and it took its time to, go to places that we have seen before, like Camino, and name dropping what happened to characters we've heard of before, like Obi-Wan Kenobi, as well as General Grievous, because we all know what happens in Revenge of the Sith. And like I said, I'm watching those prequels right now, so it was really cool to, be able to try to remember those little details from even those movies, and then finding out that it's all in this one show because it's set during this time period. As far as the casting goes, I really did love all of the characters that were here because they were all so unique and different. They all had their own personalities. Hunter is one of my favorite looking characters. I just love how his personality, gives off this, leadership role, and he just looks so good doing it and leading the pack of the Bad Batch. And Crosshair is gonna be a bad character down the line. I just know that I would love to see a showdown with him and either a Jedi or the rest of these guys, because this guy is just bad news right from the start. As soon as Order 66 came around, he was like, no, we gotta take these guys out, because his actions are different than what these other, guys are doing. Because he's like the odd clone out when it comes to fulfilling your duty. And some of the other characters were sometimes funny and memorable too. And a character that I didn't think I would actually like at first, but then I started to love her by the end of the episode, is called Omega. And she is actually this clone as well, but it's a female, so I'm like, how did they make that happen? And I felt like she was a nice asset to have for the Bad Batch to have around, and I really hope to see a lot of her character down the line, because I think she definitely seems like one of those really special characters that'll really stand out. And there was something that she did that made my jaw drop to the floor actually a couple times, I feel like. And I guess anything is possible in Star Wars to make that happen. I won't spoil it for you guys, but it was just really cool. And I like when they brought back a character from Rogue One and in his younger years, so he definitely didn't fall out on hard times, and that is Saw Gerrera, who was originally played by Forrest Whitaker in the live action movie, but not voiced by him, which kind of took me out a bit. But then I said the same thing about the Tarkin character as well, but he was actually with a group of Republic fighters who refused to fight for the Empire, and I just thought like that was a really cool scene, the way it played out, and the location as well reminded me of Return of the Jedi. So the things that I liked about this movie was, obviously I have to give it up to the animation. I thought it looked pretty good at times, and some of the scenes I feel like I could picture those being in a live action movie as well. So I just felt like, that was all really well done. And there's actually this one scene, a training scene, that plays out kind of like a video game. I feel like I've done stuff like this in video games before, where you're training before you're actually going on this intense mission. But with Tarkin watching this team of the Bad Batch, these genetically mutated clones sort of, practicing before they're going away, showing how they operate, I felt like was kind of cool to show how different they all are compared to the Jango Fett clones. But to be honest, the scene kind of went out longer than I hoped it would, because I'm like, okay, let's wrap it up here. And it got pretty exciting towards the end, so at least I had something to look forward to when a certain character turns on the group and has been reprogrammed to take out the Bad Batch. And it was just really cool and action-packed and intense. And another shocking moment happened that I did not see coming. So I'm really hoping that this becomes a trend later on in the series. But now it ends just like how The Mandalorian did, where the group is going to a new location, possibly meeting a potential ally for another mission. So once again, it's just gotten me really excited, because I didn't expect myself to enjoy this series like I did. So overall, I would say that I actually really enjoyed watching this episode, so I hope to enjoy the rest of the series as well, and I hope you guys do too. So I would highly recommend seeing this episode, and I would give this 5 hearts on the heart rate scale. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the Bad Batch episode 1, and as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates coming every week for a Chill Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you guys later.